she is the star. You know what I mean? She really
Mm,
is. But I don't mind Kyle. I think, what's interesting is now that Mauricio and her are separated, I hope that she allows that to play out.
mm,
If she doesn't, that will be a huge mistake on Bravo's part and Evolution's part. They need to say, Kyle, we love you. And you're
mm.
the anchor of our show, and we love you, but it's the real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So we have to really dive into the reality of what is going on in your relationships and lives.
Okay, so we gotta find out why Marky is not on Bravo because I think you should come in and first of all, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. People say it's the crown jewel of the franchise. I couldn't disagree more. What do you think about Beverly Hills? I'm going to tell you the cast member that I have not liked since season 1, episode 1, frame 1. And let me just turn it over to you because I always hear how wonderful Beverly Hills is.
Tell me who is it that you don't like?
Since season 1, episode 1, frame 1, I looked at this show and I says, what is this Kyle doing on the show? Like,
Right,
very, 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 very boring to me. And
right.
then I look down the road at other franchises. You have to have that person who's what is it called? Like the person of reason, right? Like a Candy Burris on Atlanta.
Who's
But I
like
just
the
don't.
anchor?
Huh?
You need the anchor, that person who's
So do you
like,
think she's that? Do you think Kyla is the anchor?
Andy loves her. She can
Oh.
no wrong. She's the anchor, and
Mm,
you need that. Same with Candy. Candy was the anchor on Atlanta. When you
mm,
have like the crazy Nenes, and you need the anchor.
mm,
Um, I think on Giselle or the Grand Dame is on
yeah.
Potomac, the anchor, right? Like
Mm,
you need that anchor for all of the craziness,
mm,
but I think what's also happening is they're becoming like such big stars and celebrities that the more successful they get, they're like, I don't want to share this.
mm.
It's like what's happening on New York when what's her name said, "Oh, well, do you want to workshop how we're going to talk about that?" Wait, what?
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
like said that on New York. What's her
Was that
name?
Bryn? Was that Bryn?
Yeah, Bryn said
Oh
to
wow.
Rebecca Minkoff on like the
Yeah.
second episode, and they kept it on camera and they didn't edit
Mm,
it out, which was really weird.
mm.
And you're like, wait, is she breaking the fourth wall? Like, is she producing herself and Rebecca? And then in that same episode or the next one, they're sitting at the table in the Hamptons, and she's like, well, how do you want to address that? Maybe I'll say this and you say that. And I think what we're getting at is that like I mean, New York is a mess. I miss
Mhm,
Luann. I miss Sonia. I
mhm.
mean, even that Ramona, I kind of miss her because she's so ridiculous. But
Yeah.
what was so great about that, you had Dorinda, you had Sonia, you had Luann, you had Ramona. What was great
Carol. Remember Carol? Oh my,
like
Carol was
Carol,
yeah.
I know, but what was so great about those ladies is like, you know what? They would go to St. Bart's and they'd get hammered and fall down a stair and fuck a pirate. And it was brilliant. You know what I mean? Like, and it was like you would be peeing in your pants. Or even Luann doing her, cabaret show. It's like you were a horrible singer, Luann, but selling out these places because people are going to not laugh. They're laughing with and at you in some way, right?
100%. And Luann
Right.
came on the scene as the Countess,
Right.
so refined. And now she cannot be more delusionally in love with herself in the best
Totally.
possible way. Yeah, I
Smoking
was what.
her cigarettes, drink
Mm-hmm.
and getting hammered and singing cabaret. It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Okay, so let's go back to Beverly Hills real quick.
Okay.
Beverly Hills, do you feel it is the crown jewel of the franchise? And would being that you are as Los Angeles and as Hollywood and as Beverly Hills as you're going to get, would you want to mix and mingle with those gals at any time? Because it does seem like sometimes they get some really great success. I thought it was a bad idea to get rid of Lisa Rinna. And the reason I bring up Lisa Rinna is they're bringing in people, which I customarily don't like this. You have a name. It doesn't always work is what I'm saying, but Lisa Rinna, it did work.
Right.
Jennifer Tilly onto the show.
Right.
You also have a name in this business, right?
Right.
Within casting, within the granddaughter of Lou Costello, et cetera, et
Right.
cetera. You have so much going on. Would you want to do that? Because I feel like it's a much different experience than when you did E! Channel's The Drama Queen, which was your show. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. To be perfectly honest, I don't think I'd want to do a reality show like that, but I'll tell you who's the standout star hands down on Beverly
Mhm.
Hills. It's Kathy Hilton. She is effing brilliant. I
Mhm.
love when she's like showing up at the airport in her slippers. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I love when she was like, "Who's Honky Dory?" I mean,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like Kathy Hilton is the sleeper hit on Beverly Hills Housewives. I love how she does a season, she doesn't do a season, she comes on as a main housewife, then she's a friend. I love that she
Yeah.
can because the audience loves her. And her husband Rick Hilton, you have, Paris and Nikki and her sons. I mean, she is the star, you know what I mean? She really
Mhm.
is. But I don't mind Kyle. I think, what's interesting is now that Mauricio and her are separated, I hope that she allows that to play out.
Mhm.
If she doesn't, that will be a huge mistake on Bravo's part and Evolution's part. They need to say, Kyle, we love you and you're
Mhm.
the anchor of our show and we love you, but it's the real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So we have to really dive into the reality of what is going on in your relationships and lives. And
Yeah.
if we can't get Morgan and we can't get we need all of that. So this season is going to be very, very telling for Beverly Hills because if it's not coming to fruition and it's all being kind of like, and even Dorit and PK. I mean, PK is singing, to the microphone by himself in his hotel room, like after his 50-pound weight loss of Ozempic. I can't wait to see how Dorit is this season. You
Mhm.
know, um, I'll tell you which franchise I think sucks the most is Potomac. I used
Wait,
to
oh, not anymore though. It had some lower seasons, but it's bouncing back, I gotta say, in my
okay,
opinion.
not a
Yeah.
fan of Mia, not a fan of Mia, not a fan of Mia.
Mia's over the top. She is
Yeah,
over the top, and she
not
does. Here's the problem with Mia. Uh,
Hey, Ronnie Jr.